You, dollar, you. You, dollar, you.
Hey, let that shit ride, Ty.
Bitch, go right there. I'ma take him down through there. Let him see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take him down through there. Let him see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take him down through there. Cottonwood where it started for me. First fight at the end of the street, on God, I was 6 years old, no CAP. Hey, mama stood right there, said he gon' be letting of the hood right there. Go mix with a bull right there, tow truck, that nigga got pulled right there. Hey, yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Look, man, my role models, all of them dead. Got me fucked up all in the head, go to sleep with the blick laying out in the bed. Yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Then reading, don't trust no hope. Heart been stepped on and broke, but I bet you that shit.
All right, y'all, come on in. Come on in the house of Scent. Said it, baby. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, you guys. I hope y'all had a great weekend. Okay. Now, before I get started, I got to drop this disclaimer. This site is for education and entertainment purposes. Therefore, everything that I say after this, you guys, is allegedly. Okay. Allegedly. And the disclaimer have been dropped in the video at the beginning. Okay. I couldn't even hardly get it out. But yeah, you guys, y'all come on in, get comfortable. Grab your drinks, your popcorn, or whatever you want to get comfortable, because we got a show today. Okay. I'm uploading this video. I won't be going live probably until tomorrow, you guys. I was going to go live tonight, but I decided to go ahead and do a pre-recorded video. Just go ahead and drop it, because actually we got a few things to talk about before I actually go live. The first thing, you guys, that I want to talk about, because we got a couple of things here. And again, before I even get started, let me go ahead and just want to say thank you all. I see my new subs coming in. You all don't know how much I appreciate each and every last one of you all. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free, you guys. Okay. Also, if you have not downloaded the Spreaker app, I am on Spreaker and all major platforms. I'm also on Spotify. I'm on Twitch. I just have not gone over to Twitch to go live, but I've been on Twitch for some time. My account has been made for some time. I just don't go over there. Also the same with Station Head. I've had my Station Head account for so long. I just don't go over there, you guys. I'm going to start going on to these other platforms. I promise. I promise you guys I am. So yeah, we have a lot of things that we want to talk about. But before I do, I want to take a moment and give a special prayer for Regina King, you guys. Yeah, I know that this took place over the weekend with her losing her, not just her son, her only child, you guys. I can't fathom. I've never lost a child, so I can't even begin to say or comment on how I feel. Just rest in peace to that brother, and prayers going out to Regina King and the family of Ian Alexander Jr. He was 26 years old, RIP, and he took his own life. So I don't want to go too much into that story, and for my own reasons, because I've had family members that have lost their only child. And so I'm just not, it's really, really, really touchy for me. So I'm not going to get too much into it. Just prayers out to that sister. I am a huge, huge Regina King fan. Man, I love that sister to death. And again, prayers are with her. So yes, we're going to take a moment of silence for Ian Alexander Jr., Regina King's son. Take a brief moment of silence before I go into the next topic, you guys, that we're going to talk about. Let's just take a brief moment of silence in honor of him, you guys. Thank you. And again, prayers out to going out to the family, you guys. Okay. The first thing that we have to talk about, you guys, is 6 people were found dead in Milwaukee, in a Milwaukee home, you guys, and we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna share my screen so that we can see what's going on. This just happened last night. So let's see what they're talking about. We're gonna get right into it. 6 people found dead in Milwaukee home during a welfare check. And this is what they're saying.
Homicide victims all found in one home. Derek with more on the new details just into our newsroom. Well, we are expected to learn today just how all 6 of these people died. Police were called for a welfare check near 21st and Wright Sunday afternoon. Inside, they found 4 men and 1 woman dead. Then overnight, the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office.
I'm sorry, you guys. Every time I try to expand it, it doesn't.
Confirmed a 6th homicide victim, a man, was recovered at the scene. Police believe there is no threat to the public, but violence prevention advocates say again, enough is enough.
We are sick and tired of it. And we as a community, that means all of us have to be sick and tired of it enough that we step up and do something.
Autopsies on all 6 victims are scheduled for today. No word yet on any possible motive or suspects. Anyone with information is asked to call MPD or Crime Stoppers. Kim.
Okay, so we're going to stop right there and hold on. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, so as of right now, you all here, they don't even know who the suspects are. They don't have any suspects in custody, no motive. They don't know what is going on. The investigation is ongoing. So we just have to wait it out and see exactly what's going to unfold. I promise you guys, I will keep y'all up to date on that as well, you all. Okay, I'm definitely going to keep y'all up to date. So I wanted to touch on that and, just let you guys know and aware of the breaking news and what is going on right now. Also, we have other news that we need to take a look at, because I don't know if you guys are aware or know that the officers that stood by and watched Chauvin, the police officer that kept his knee on George Floyd's neck and killed him, allegedly, but we already know that story. Well, it's their time for trial now. So now remember they found Officer Chauvin guilty. Now, hey, it's time for those 3 officers that stood around and did nothing. Even one of them, and I remember, and this is allegedly, but I can remember one of the witnesses from the Chauvin trial that had a whole conversation with the Asian police officer, and they practically was begging them to do something to stop him. They did nothing. So let's go over here, you guys, and see. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen on this as well, because we need to go over here and see what they're talking about on the 3 officers that stood by and watched that Officer Chauvin keep his knee on George Floyd's neck as long as he did, and they stood by and did nothing, you guys. So let's go over here. And this was up in, let's see, this was 15 minutes ago. Let's go to this one. This is the latest, just 15 minutes ago. And so this is a civil rights trial. So this is what's going on, you guys. Hold on. So this is just a video right here that the photo of them, when they had initially had George Floyd handcuffed, you guys. I'm trying to see if this video is going to pull up. If not, I'm going to have to go to another one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's see. I may have to go over to another one. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out of this, and we're going to go ahead and go to The Hill. And shout out to The Hill for reporting it. So these again, the 3 officers that did nothing as Chauvin killed George Floyd right in front of them. So this is just the photo that they're showing. So the prosecutors, hold on, close that up. The prosecutors told the jury on Monday that 3 former Minneapolis police officers charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights did nothing to prevent the murder of George Floyd, you guys. Did absolutely nothing. I was hoping they had a video. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I'm going to go pull up the video where I actually saw where there's actual footage. So hold on. And right now I think they're picking the jury. This is the jury selection. And yeah, here we are over here. So what I'm going to do is, hold on. Let me pause it. And I'm going to come over here and share my screen. Okay, so that you guys can see what I'm looking at.
Rights trial of 3 former police officers who were with their colleague Derek Chauvin during the arrest that led to George Floyd's murder in May of 2020. The 3 officers, Alexander Kung, Thomas Lane, and Tu Tao, are accused of willfully depriving George Floyd of his constitutional rights without due process. Kung knelt on Floyd's back, and Lane held down Floyd's legs. Tao kept bystanders away. George Floyd was murdered by former officer Derek Chauvin after Chauvin placed his knee on Floyd's neck and pinned him to the street for 9.5 minutes as he was face down, gasping for air. ABC News' Alex Perez joins us now with the latest on this federal civil rights charges. So, Alex, what are the charges that the 3 officers are facing? What sentences could they carry?
Well, Terry, this federal trial is about what these officers didn't do that day. They're accused of depriving George Floyd of his civil rights by failing to offer medical attention to him when he clearly needed medical attention. And in terms of King and Tao, they are accused of failing to stop Chauvin from using excessive force. Now, as far as sentencing in a federal trial like this one that resulted in death, Terry, it varies widely. They could face anywhere from the death penalty up to a life sentence, but legal experts expect they will face something less severe than that, Terry.
If convicted. So let me ask you on the difference between the trial that the whole country watched, that you covered, the trial of Derek Chauvin. What's the difference from the charges these officers are facing in court?
Well, those charges we just talked about, Terry, were the federal charges. The other case, those are the state criminal charges. And that's what the officers, as opposed to the federal case where it's what they didn't do, it's what they're accused of doing. And that is aiding and abetting manslaughter, aiding and abetting murder. Essentially, prosecutors in the state case are saying they were accomplices to Derek Chauvin. Now, that state case, Terry, was supposed to begin on the heels of this federal trial on March 7th. But the judge just yesterday approved delaying the start of that state trial. So now it's set to begin on June 13th, Terry. But some legal experts who have been reviewing all of this say, depending on what happens on this federal trial, there's an opportunity perhaps for them to make some sort of plea deal when it comes to the state trial. So that tentative date now is June 13th, but we will have to see how the federal trial unfolds to see what happens for the state trial, Terry.
And Alex, it's pretty rare that you see police officers convicted of on-duty killings. American juries tend to give police officers a lot of slack. It's a hard job. It's a dangerous job. And they give them the benefit of the doubt. That's what the history shows. But in the George Floyd case, the conviction of Derek Chauvin, it does raise the question, is that changing, do you think?
Well, Terry, it's hard to say. Even in jury selection in the federal trial today, we heard some jurors were dismissed because they said they believe officers have a hard job and it's really hard to question their actions. So you're right. That is something that the American public, juries have been facing for a very long time. But in the last couple of years, as we know, the George Floyd murder case was very different. There were protests around the world, and it ignited that racial reckoning process that is still ongoing here in this country. And there of course, have been over the last couple of years more officers convicted for their actions while on duty. But if you talk to activists who have been fighting for this action for years, decades, Terry, they will tell you it may be happening slightly more often, but not often enough. And they still see a lot of cases where they don't believe justice was served. Another thing that we're seeing, Terry, happening at police departments across the country is that there are moves to hold officers more accountable within the department. Not only what one officer did, but hold his fellow officers for not intervening or trying to call to their attention something that they're doing that may be possibly wrong or illegal. So there has been some change, Terry, but really, if you talk to people who have been on the front lines of this, they say it's not happening quickly enough.
Absolutely. Alex Perez, thanks very much for that.
Okay. Stop sharing my screen. I'm going to talk about that for a second, you all. Okay. Definitely want to talk about that for a second. I think that should, no, it's not happening soon enough as far as the other officers are concerned, because this goes on a lot around the whole United States, not just in Chicago, as far as the other officers that stands around while they watch other officers do shit they know they ain't supposed to be doing. Okay. Let's make that perfectly clear. We know that goes on a lot. How many bad ass apples in the damn bunch that fucks up the whole damn bunch? Okay. So the bad apples outweighs the good apples. And really the good apples, they're not so good if they're allowing and watching the bad apples just be fucked up. Okay. It's just, I'm not, man, let me tell y'all something. I'm sick and tired of them, making all these excuses and shit. Let's just call this shit what it is. This shit ain't, it's not gonna do anything. The only thing that it's gonna make an example out of the rest of the officers. Maybe they'll think twice about what they do now. Of course, that's we got some type of hope there, but allegedly, it's still going on. So we'll see. At the same time, we're definitely gonna keep a watch on this trial, and y'all already know, you guys, I'm gonna be on this, and I will be going live when the jury has been selected, and when they get into that courtroom, we will be bringing footage from the courtroom and talking on that as well. So I definitely wanted to get you all up to date on what was going on with that, because it's so much. Again, we got a lot of distractions going on. We got so much going on, and it's something else that I wanted to talk to you all about, that I don't know if you all are watching the news over the last 2 days, but the U.S. is talking about sending some troops to help with this Ukraine situation in Russia, allegedly. But I want to get to that too. Hold on. Let me get over here and pull up that story. I wasn't even going to talk about that. But the more I was sitting here thinking about that, I definitely need to raise awareness on that. Okay? Because, that's what I do. Raise awareness. So that's what we got to do. Let's go over here. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up first, you guys. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay. We definitely need to see. Okay, so this is as of an hour ago. So the U.S. is discussing military deployment near Ukraine with NATO. So this is what I'm saying, you guys, that if you have loved ones that are in the military, there's a possibility that they may be deployed over there. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's see what they're talking about over there. With this is, I'm telling y'all, it's just one thing after the next. One thing after the next. So, the U.S. is discussing military deployment near Ukraine. Here he go. He go. They're talking about Biden ways deploying troops near Ukraine to counter Putin's aggression. Yep. Hold on. I'm going to tap it to unmute it once it gets loaded up. Unmute it. And we'll see exactly what they're talking about
T-Mobile,
after this ad.
Rule the new year with the big 5G upgrade. More choices with the largest selection of
I hate these
5G phones,
ads.
like the Samsung Galaxy 5G. Plus, enjoy 5G access
Okay.
on every plan at no extra cost.
We don't
All with
care
the
about
power of the
that
T-Mobile 5G network. So whether you're discovering
at all.
new ways to play or finding new ways to reconnect, Metro has what you need with more 5G and more free phones.
We do not care,
Only at
Metro. We do not care. All right, y'all, let's get to it.
We'll start with NBC senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell. Kelly, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. Officials tell us the president is looking at plans by air, by sea, and on the ground to fortify NATO allies in Eastern Europe, not send these assets into Ukraine. The mission is to deter Putin and protect our NATO partners. And I'm told conversations have begun with the countries that could receive this U.S. military support, which may be one tangible sign that the president's decision-making process is moving forward. This morning, President Biden weighing a new military operation to counter Vladimir Putin and bolster NATO allies in Europe. At Camp David Saturday, the president was briefed on potential U.S. troop and equipment movements to NATO countries in Eastern Europe. Administration officials say Defense Secretary Austin, on video conference, laid out options for the president to act before or after any Russian invasion of Ukraine. A decision could come within days.
We'll continue to build up the defense and deterrence that is necessary.
And a new warning: Americans in Ukraine ordered home, including families of embassy staff in Kyiv, and a voluntary departure for non-essential workers due to the continued threat of Russian military action.
Let there be no doubt at all that if Putin makes this choice, Russia will pay a heavy price.
Great Britain revealed its discovery of a brewing Russian plot to overthrow the democratically elected president of Ukraine and install a former Ukraine official close to Moscow. The U.S. called that deeply concerning and put Russia on notice.
There is going to be a swift, a severe, and united response.
While Putin has moved more than 100,000 Russian troops to Ukraine's border, the U.S. has delivered $200 million of lethal military aid to Ukraine, and negotiations continue. Lawmakers say sanctions should not wait.
We do need to go ahead and impose sanctions on Russia now. We need to show them that we mean business.
And while President Biden considers his military options, today NATO's Secretary General announced that the Alliance of Nations is putting some forces on standby, sending additional ships and fighter jets to Eastern Europe, and would welcome the support of other allies to contribute forces for deterrence. Savannah?
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to talk about that. And this is... Man, U.S. always sticking their nose where it don't need to be stuck. Hold on, let me go out of that all the way. Okay. They always sticking their nose where it do not belong. Okay. Now, for the U.S. to and this is allegedly, but you all heard what they're saying. Biden is thinking about sending them over there. I've already sent some ammo over there. They've already done that, allegedly. They've already shipped some ammo over there. So how do you all think Putin is going to feel about this now, knowing that the U.S., not only just the U.S., because I also read, and this is alleged, but I also read where France and Spain is also have talking about sending troops, some of their troops to help out. Okay. They're planning on sending all these troops to help out in case Russia invade them. Okay. Now, if this happens and the U.S. is getting involved, what do y'all think is going to happen next? I hope you all are knowing that and getting prepared, because it's a lot about to take place, you guys, in the next month. Pay attention and stay woke, y'all. It's a lot of distractions. It's a lot that's going on, but it's also stuff that we need to be paying attention to and getting prepared for, you guys. Is this another war? Okay, allegedly. But hey, I'm going to drop the links on this as well so you all can go back and take a look at it. And again, I wasn't even going to talk on it, but I have been reading on this since yesterday, and I said, you know what? No, I definitely got to let you guys be aware of this in case you all were not. Go and look it up yourself, and you'll see what's going on. We got to pay attention to that. Just like we got to pay attention to these shelves getting empty in these stores with the food. I see a lot of different cities saying they already have food shortages going on, you guys. Okay. I do, and I have seen a difference in certain stores that I've gone in within the last 2 weeks. I've seen a difference. So yeah, we got to prepare. So I wanted to touch on that as well, to just raise awareness, because this is what I do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I end this video, because I'm not going to make this a long video, because I will be more than likely, you guys, going live tomorrow night on Tuesday night. Most definitely. And I want to say this, just a FYI to these haters that's out here, reaching out to me about the Cowboys losing. Okay. First of all, let me just say this on that. If you have not came and supported my channel, you don't support my channel, dropped a comment or nothing, but you have the audacity to want to reach out to me about some motherfucking Cowboys, you can go fuck yourself, respectfully. Okay. And yeah, and on that note, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button on the way out. My CyntSaidIt gang, I want to thank all y'all. Yeah. And on the way out here, I'll holler at y'all. Peace. It's too